the paddle is part of this entertainment. I mean, it's gonna be boring and it's gonna be unsustainable for both of them. Doing business in 50 different ways is a process. In 2 years, 3 years, the situation was totally different. Understand why the player want to play paddle. We are the best and the greatest community all over the world.
Welcome to BizPadel. Today we have a very special guest. I think he's the first Italian guest that we have here.
Wow.
Michele Farinelli, benvenuto.
Grazie.
Okay. And he has a very special and interesting role here in the paddle world because he has a key role inside Playtomic, one of my favorite apps. And he's leading how clubs work. He's the international customer success lead, and he's the person that helps clubs first embrace the app and second benefit players, making it smoother, easier, and way more active to have more matches, because we love matches.
Yes, that's correct.
Welcome.
That's correct. Thank you. It's a pleasure for me being here.
Yeah, because you've been watching it and now you're there, right?
So thank you for asking me. Yes.
So how did you discover paddle? That's the first thing, because this thing has changed your life from a guy that loves sports, loves the internet, and made study economics in Italy to be totally immersed into paddle.
I mean, yes, was very crazy. Firstly, I mean, I always worked in the tech environment, so I love the tech environment, but was so funny because in 2017 I worked for a company in Rome, and as you know, in Italy, Rome is the capital of Italy and was one of the first cities for paddle.
The capital of the world for many centuries.
Yes, maybe in some cases. Yes, maybe. Yes, exactly. If you want to speak about the history, but yes, one of the most beautiful cities all over the world. But a part of this that makes sense was also one of the first cities in Italy after Spain, basically, where paddle started. And I worked for this company in the e-commerce environment, and all of my colleagues played paddle. I never played paddle before. I played tennis, yes, and in my hometown that is close to the city, I used to play beach tennis. That is like a mix between tennis, paddle, you know, something.
Brazil is
yes, exactly. In Brazil is booming, and every time they said me, "Why you don't try paddle? Why you don't try paddle? We go to play paddle after the job," and nothing. In the end, yes, I started and I love it. So this is my beginning. And when I decided to move again back in Milan, that is the city where I live, I noticed that the paddle was absolutely unknown. And in 2 years, 3 years, the situation was totally different, absolutely booming. And now, yes, I always do this, tell this example. If I ask my grandma if she know paddle, she absolutely know what paddle is.
That's important. Now things has changed, I think, all over the world. In Spain, it's super known and easy. But how did it go from a player to a person that is helping develop paddle all over the world, but also here in the United States?
Yes, I mean, I think that is a matter of situation and connection, because I mean, if we speak about Playtomic, that is the environment where I work, I think that...
No, but how did you get into Playtomic from just being a player to work in paddle?
Yes, because as I said, I worked before Playtomic in another company in the environment of the tech area. And the founders of Prenota on Campo, that is the Italian company acquired by Playtomic 3 or 4 years ago now, they wanted someone that know about paddle, playing paddle, that can help them for the migration from this old software to Playtomic. So basically having the possibility to combine the operation and tech part, but with a little bit of knowledge about paddle, and this was the reason why we started. Yes.
Wow, interesting. So what do you do in Playtomic? Because I think you've been doing a lot of things. So
yes, I mean, my career in Playtomic is so long, because I started, and flexible too, because I started more than 4 years ago, just the beginning of the market in Italy, as I told you. And I mean, basically, just to do the things easier as possible, basically I'm in charge of the operation. So I'm the person in Playtomic that try to use the technology in a great way to help clubs to perform better.
Wow.
This is what we aim to do, at least. I mean, this is what we try to do.
Okay. And how do you translate that into actions?
Yes,
What is performing good in Playtomic?
Yes, I mean this is the interesting part. First of all, because it's absolutely different depending by the area, the city, the market. Because as you know, we are speaking about people, and every people have his own feelings and the way that they interact with Padel. But what I try to do is understand why the player want to play Padel, and I mean for me the idea is try to focus on 3 pillars. That is, first of all, everyone, I mean, I think that is exactly your example. You start to play Padel because you want to have fun. There are a lot of possibilities to have fun, and Padel is one of them. But when you started to play, you notice that you like it and you are very, very proud to play Padel, and now you want to improve. And this is the second pillar, all the part related to the academy. When you improve, you want to play better, you want to compete at the next level, and this is the third pillar, that is the competition and competition part. And for me, these 3 pillars are the combination for a great club, for achieving a great success for clubs. Yes.
So people don't know this, but I love talking to you and the Playtomic team because I learn a lot about business, about what's going on. When I talk to you, I feel like you have like the ant farm in which you can see where people are going, what they're doing. You can see the trends. So I think it's very interesting to see how every area or every geography is different, but at the same time, there are some patterns that can be repeated, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and this is why Playtomic now is so famous all over the world. I mean, it's not only a matter of the software for clubs that is good for sure, but it's not the key point. The key point for us and the North Star for us is the application, because basically I can say that we are the only one all over the world that try every day to connect players across the countries. We operate in more than 66 countries right now with more than 5 million active users, and the key is exactly this one. I mean, as you said, as a player, I can use the application to find other players to play against, seeing your playing history, seeing your level, and it's amazing because it's a great way to socialize.
So when I talk about Playtomic, we always make the joke, it's like Tinder for Padel. Okay, fine. But I think it's further than that. Like that could be like a good conversation opener, but getting like deeper, I think is a great example of a B2B2C, right? So from a Playtomicer, or how do you call yourself, like a Playtomer?
Yes, as a Playtomer, exactly.
How do you define Playtomic? What's Playtomic? What do they offer to clubs and what do they offer to players?
I mean, it's exactly what you said. Playtomic is a B2C company because we have these 2 phases. We offer the software management system for clubs, and we offer the app for users. So yes, it's exactly as it. We are absolutely a tech company. And we want to improve this aspect. I mean, we work every day to improve our application and to improve our management tool for clubs. But on the other end, we are the best and the greatest community all over the world. So it's
a differentiator in that way.
Yes, exactly. And it's funny because
I make friends in Madrid through Playtomic.
Yes, I can imagine.
There is my city, so when I go, then I do recurrent matches with that people that I just met.
I can imagine, but it's the same for me. Every time I move for work or for traveling on holiday and I want to play Padel, basic Playtomic is my first source because I want to find players. Yes, exactly. And again, is very interesting because on an end, also speaking about our internal organization, on an end is absolutely sure 100% that being a tech company, we are very, very focused and obsessed by product. Because it's our way to make money and to absolutely. And also all the foundings that we achieved during this year were used to improve the software.
Growth,
yes, absolutely. But on the other end, we have these feelings and this idea of the community. So we are very proud about our players, we are very proud about our community, and we want to be the reference point and the point of contact for the padel industry all over the world.
Yeah.
Not because we lead the market in terms of product, but because we have the community and people trust us and use us to play more or to start to play, like the example in the US.
So let's say for someone that is starting to play paddle or is just starting in the US and they don't know what's Playtomic, right?
Yes.
So from a player point of view, what does Playtomic offer?
I can say that potentially is your daily app to track your paddle activity. Basically offer the possibility to book a court. That is not really complex, it's very straightforward. But on the other end is the application that you can use to track your paddle activity. You can use Playtomic to book the court, to book another activity like tournament, like class, and you have also this social and yes, I can say social network part where you can follow other player, you can reach them because there is like a message system inside the app. You can open an open match to find other players. You can apply to another open match that is already open. So basically, again, I don't know if is bigger than what I see. I tell you, but I mean, for me, it's like, do you know that every time you speak about iPad for Apple, the idea is that iPad is the product name, but is also the name of the of the technology. I mean, you like, don't call it tablet, you call it iPad. Also,
what we are recording is a podcast. It's called a podcast because they did an iPod.
Exactly, this is exactly what I want to say.
I mean, like, it became also like the category.
Also, you don't call the iPad the tablet of Apple. You call it iPad. And if you have a tablet of Samsung, maybe by mistake you call it iPad. And this is exactly the same perception that I have about Playtomic. But speaking about user, not because I work in Playtomic, but because when you think about Padel, you think about Playtomic. And when you think about Playtomic, you think about Padel. For me, this is the real connection.
The differentiator. To me, I need to confess this, but when I started playing Padel, Playtomic was like coming and going, and every time I went back to Spain because I started playing during the pandemic, what happened is that I wish we had this. So I feel like, oh, finally they are rescuing us, right? Because the interactions has changed, the leveling has changed, so many things have changed that I had that experience every time I was back home to Madrid.
Yes.
And then when I came here, it was like, oh, going back again to the WhatsApp groups see all that. So
and you feel lost.
Life changer.
Yes, exactly. You feel lost. This is exactly the point.
So why did we have to wait so long?
I mean, it's a process. It's a process. Every time we touch and we start operations in a new market, I mean, it's not easy. Is absolutely a process. I think that I'm very positive about it because I think that the US in general has all the possibilities to develop Padel in a great way. Also because, I mean, in general, the country is very, very focused on sport. That is important. It's very, very, I don't know the correct term, like sociable. It's very, very sociable, nice. Very funny, exactly. And also general, because
they're open to trying
very
things.
open mind.
In the US,
exactly, this is the point.
They're more adventurous in the way that they are open to try new things. Even when you want to sell something, your services, whatever, they're open to. Then
open to
if
try.
they don't like it,
they give you an opportunity. They give you an opportunity.
I think it's easier.
I agree with you.
They always try things.
Compared, for example, with other markets, I mean, I managed all the operation in Italy before, but also in UAE. And for example, as you can imagine, in areas like, not Dubai, that is really international, but in areas a little bit close, like Sharjah, other Saudi Arabia, the situation is a little bit different. I mean, they are not so open.
Yeah,
like,
they don't want to, maybe they don't want to play
They don't want to try, they want to play with different people.
For example, in Mexico, I have friends that are part of the Club Mundet. They have Playtomic. Although it's a private club and you need to be invited, they can invite me as a guest via Playtomic. So I think that's solved.
Exactly. So I think that this market has all the potential behavior and characteristic to start in a great way with Padel. Also because, I mean, this is my opinion. I don't know if you trust it, but I think that in the US there is also another great opportunity, and I want to see it as opportunity, that is the pickleball. Because you know that more or less the logic is quite the same, no? There are
I don't play
people,
that thing.
I mean,
I don't know.
No, But if you think about the sport, it's like 4 players that share the court, they want to have fun. So basically, I think that is a great way to contaminate. Also, is a great way to contaminate.
To pollute and make them calm. If that's the thing, No, I like to make jokes, like recurrent jokes about pickleball and all that. So it's part of the topics here. But to me, it's more like being super honest. It's taking me so long to learn to play paddle properly that I don't want to distract myself. Like, no. That's enough is enough. One is okay.
No, I agree with you, and it's exactly the same for me. I mean, I love.
But you play well, and I don't.
but I try to again, every time we start a market, we want to understand
what's going on,
the logics, no? Yeah. And again, potentially pickleball is a risk. Yes, maybe yes, because it's another way to invest your time. But on the other end, there are some specifications that are very, very related to padel. And as you said, if we combine the fact that the Americans give you an opportunity and that this sport is absolutely new, but more or less, I don't want tell you that it's the same of pickleball, but we can compare in terms of 4 players. Having fun, 1 hour. Maybe
it's a racket sport.
Exactly, racket sport. I mean, if I have to tell you, we need to compare padel with going out to run. It's absolutely another idea. And also the target is different. Also the target is different.
What you're saying to me makes a lot of sense, because you have all the data, and that's why I reach out to you to know how things are going in general.
Exactly.
But I think there are 2 use cases or 2 potential success stories that could be told at some point if that happens, which is one Epic, which has both, and the other is Replay. In Replay, one of the best players of the country, pickleball players out there. And also they have Padel. And Padel, both are super high quality, and they're just 2 under the same name, not under exactly the same roof, but just one street across the other. So I'm interested in how the experiment is going. So at some point, I think Nacho or Jonathan are going to come here and tell us more. But I think it's important to understand how that transfer or cohabit, because it's not that I take the player from there, they can play both, but to see if that works or not. Those 2 examples are a little more advanced than some other places, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. I can confirm that is a great way to manage the business. First of all, because as you said, I don't know if in the future is going to be a transition from pickleball to padel. I don't know if they can coexist. I don't know. Everyone has his own idea. Is not relevant right now for this podcast, but what I noticed.
When you say that,
I as European, I fight for padel. Yes, absolutely. So
you were going to say, as European, I fight for GDPR.
Also for the GDPR, but not. I fight for padel also because my salary is paid. For padel, no? I have to fight. For it, but no. I'm joking. I think that as you mentioned, Epic and these kind of clubs, but in general, the idea to combine like a sport complex, racket sports, because we can use the same example in Italy with tennis and padel, in UK with squash and padel. So basically, the idea to create a sport complex based on racket sport makes absolutely sense. For me, and especially this combination, pickleball and padel, offer the possibility to the owner that is just at the beginning of this business to take advantage. I'm
thinking about Pedro and Felix. They are super tennis players.
Absolutely,
they like padel. Pedro Claveria and Felix Ruiz are co-founders of Playtomic, so
Pedro is a great tennis player. Felix too.
And Felix too. So I think they started with tennis classical
I think that
way.
Pablo is the only super padel oriented.
Yes,
exactly, super padel oriented. Yes, but it's true.
So there's also a big respect for racket sports inside the company.
And both of them playing padel too. Now. I play tennis too. Also now. So they don't stop to play tennis. Obviously, they combine tennis and padel.
No, because in the app we can check.
Yes, exactly. You can check.
That's also part of the beauty of Playtomic.
Exactly.
Like making friends, but also seeing how people are doing.
And this is exactly the reason how we decide to add Rafa Nadal, and Rafa Nadal decide to join us because
he has the academy.
Yes,
he's one of the investors. So let's make it clear if people don't know.
Yes, now
he has invested,
he
and
decided to invest.
Like front face of Playtomic.
Our ambassador, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly, and for us, he represents exactly our values because he's very related to tennis. You can imagine he's an idol too, but he has also interest on Padel market. Yes. He has also
he has the academy.
Rafa Nadal Academy, exactly. Yeah. He manages also tennis and Padel, tennis and Padel. He has also some Padel clubs, only Padel clubs in the island in Mallorca, and he loves Padel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now that he's retired, maybe he starts. We can see.
Maybe let's see. Let's see.
And what are the challenges that you find in this market? And because the opportunity is super clear, like the USA is the TAM, the total addressable market, is more than 300 people living here.
Yes.
And with big, in some cases, disposable money to spend every month in Padel and to enjoy themselves. So what are the biggest challenges you are finding here?
I think that the opportunity is exactly the same of the challenge. As you say, this market is stunning, is incredible, and is too big. And on an end, this is a great opportunity because potentially you have the opportunity to scale with no limits.
Yeah.
On the other end, this is exactly the challenge that we face every day, because it's very, very difficult to create something with sense and try to scale it with this scale of the US. If we compare to Europe, I think that I don't really know the exactly the dimensions, but I think that is twice, 3 times. I don't know. So just to
we will see.
Exactly.
In fact, you don't know yet.
Exactly. And for example, every time someone said to me, okay, but do you think that something that works in Madrid and in Milan works also in Miami? Miami is, 10 times bigger than Milan. So I don't know, potentially, yes, I don't know. Maybe in some specific areas of Miami that is, maybe yes, maybe no. And for me, this is the greatest challenge that we have in the market. The other one that is very, very related is that the US is, the US is the country, is the state, but inside the US there are 50 states. So it's like doing business in 50 different ways.
Exactly. When the Americans refer to Europe, they think Europe as the US.
Exactly.
So every country of Europe for them is like a state in the US. So when they compare with Europe, it's like, no, we are more disseminated and like atomized. And here is like 50 states or 50 something.
Yes.
But each one is like a country itself.
Exactly. But these 50 states are, obviously are part of the US, but the
it's
contamination, the way of thinking, the way of doing business is absolutely different. And for example, every time...
The weather affects
the
a lot.
Weather, exactly. The weather, absolutely. If we compare Padel in New York and in Miami, it's absolutely different. And every time someone asks me, for example, because if we want to analyze trends, we can see... we can try to compare what happened in UK compared to the US. And I agree with this. UK right now is one of the biggest market that we have on Playtomic, but not only in general. Is absolutely booming there. But I always say, okay, makes sense. We can make this comparison, but on the other end, we have to consider that UK is so far to the Europe area. Technically is not Europe, but
they voted
they received this influence from Europe. And
a part of the political continent is isolated.
Exactly. And a part of the political decision, they are Europe in terms of geographic. So there are a lot of Italians, a lot of Spain guys that decide to move to UK, to London. So it's not Europe, but it's very, very close to Europe. The US is another topic. So we can't. For me, this is also a personal challenge that I try to figure out every day. I don't have to think as a European in the US because it's another stuff. It's another topic.
Agree. I totally agree, and it's one of the biggest challenges here. Like, the challenge of adapting to a different point of view and angles, and once you can get that mindset, you start being successful.
Yes.
But it's like, you have a little kid. That Fisher Price thing that they have is like trying to put the rounded piece into the square one. Like,
Yes.
it's not gonna work.
Yes.
It's not gonna work.
Absolutely.
Like, you can be stubborn and keep doing that, or you can like find the right piece and make it
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as you said, it is a matter of mindset, and it's exactly the same if you try to do business as European in the US. You have to change your mindset. You have to understand which is the logic, and you have to adapt yourself also in terms of operations. No. So again, I know that, and we know in Playtomic that there are something that works perfectly in Europe, potentially could work also in the US, but every time we have to find the key.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, talking about the clubs, we've already touched a little bit what Playtomic offers to the final customer.
Yes.
So what's the value proposition for club owners? What does Playtomic offer them in order to decide work with you?
Yes. I mean, for sure, Playtomic offer a suite of functionalities that basically help the club to manage the operations, from the basic one like receiving bookings to the possibility to manage the store, to manage the inventory, to manage all the academy. I mean, it's very straightforward because honestly, the Padel industry is not really complex compared to others like automotive or something like this. So we offer a great management system for clubs, but I think that the best value proposition that we have is the marketplace effect and the marketplace logic, because we say, okay, you can choose as software as you want, and again, every time you do a software selection, something is better with one, something with another. I mean, it's only a matter of decide which is more or less better for you.
Okay.
But again, the operation in Padel are very simple, so more or less the software are at the same level. But the advantage that we have is the fact that when you start on Playtomic, you are part of the marketplace. So you can take this advantage and you can be visible from the time zero, from the second zero, for all the players that are already in the app. And again, that is a challenge that every time try to answer in also in the US market. When a club said to me, okay, but I'm in an area where the marketplace is not already active. Yes, makes sense. I mean, in this case, for sure, the marketplace effect is not your first advantage when you start on Playtomic.
Like, that's the consequence.
Yes.
But I think one of the learnings that Playtomic has done this year is activating that, like making it happen.
Exactly.
So having that amount of volume, and once it's there, you create like the magic effect.
Exactly. And exactly. First of all, it's a matter of time. I mean, potentially now, no, because the market is at this early stage. Exactly. But on the other end, I always say, okay, but why you don't want to potentially take this advantage? Maybe if someone, I don't know where, from Europe, from the UAE, from Australia, is traveling to the US maybe and wants to play Padel. So I mean, it's an advantage, yes or yes. You can take this advantage in a great way if you are on a huge marketplace area like Miami right now, or you can take a little advantage, but potentially is something that make your business better. So why not?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And one of the things I've seen, I was going to say when I see you in the club, but more than that, it's not you as a volunteer doing that. I remember that during RacquetX, you did your summit, right? Like the Playtomic summit for club members. I went there to learn a little bit on that, and I saw like the bot and sake and whatever. But I think there's something that is interesting is the playbook.
Absolutely.
How you help club owners to understand the market, activate, and get like best practices from all the places around the world. So how does that work? Because to me, it's almost like a tailor-made consultancy service, right?
Yes, absolutely. And the good point, and this is the other key factor for me being part of Playtomic as club, is the fact that we are a data company. So why we are able to help you and like design this playbook and adapt the playbook depending by the countries. Why? Because basically we have the opportunity to analyze a huge amount of data every day. So we can speak about data, about philosophy,
I
about
think that,
ideas.
yeah.
I think that yes,
We love philosophy.
this
It's
or
okay.
that. Yes, I mean,
but with some beer, some friends.
No, but also
No,
I
no.
always say, joking with clubs,
No.
we can speak about philosophy because it's a great way also to contaminate the ideas.
Yeah.
But
you don't
we
pay
can
the
start,
bills with that.
and we can start from the data, and after that we can make philosophy. No.
Yeah.
So first of all, we have to verify if something is working or not.
Yeah.
After that, we can try to think a little bit out of the box, no?
Yeah.
And exactly, our playbook basically is based on data. We know, analyzing data, what works and what not, depending by a lot of factors like the geographical area, the marketplace effect, the behavior of the players, the key hours, the peak hours instead of not, the breakdown of prices, and we are able to we assess this data every day, and we are able to help clubs to create the perfect scheduling depending by this data. Always based on these three pillars that we have already mentioned. So taking consideration that every time, especially in a new market, the first key point is I want to try and I want to verify if this sport make me funny. After that, I want to improve. After improving, I want to compete. And every time I start to compete, I have fun again.
Yes.
And the circle,
like a magic wheel.
yes, it's like a magic cycle. Exactly.
Now that we know all this, why are open matches so important?
I mean, I think that open matches are so important and strategic because it's exactly how the technology can help your daily life. Absolutely. I mean, every time I speak about open matches, I recognize that it's not something, I mean, it's not like discovering a universe. I mean, it's only the way to find other players. But why is so interesting and also so critical for us? Because it's exactly the concept how technology that could be simple or not. In this case, I think that it's more or less simple. I mean, it's not rocket science, but how the technology can help you on our daily life. I mean, your problem is, I want to play, I want to find other players, and I want to have fun. Please, software, solve me this problem. And this is the reason why open matches are so used, because basically we made them to solve exactly this problem. There is the logic of the level, so basically we help the user finding other players at the same level. We have the logic of the rules. You can set up like a mixed match, like a only male or female match. But honestly, for me, the reason is why I want to play, I open an open match, and I wait that the system does its job.
Okay, and this takes me to critical point. The big conversation topic, which is the leveling.
Yeah.
Right. So my level is not the same here as in Spain.
Yes.
In Spain, like kids kill me. Here, more or less, I'm intermediate. So how does that work? And also, why is that important? Because I think it's critical. And in different geographies and places, people behave different. Here, and this is personal, I don't want you to say it, I'm the one that's gonna be blamed. I think people have huge egos, so they feel offended and they want to be high intermediate very quick. Yes. Because if not, it's like,
no, you're a beginner. No, you are not okay.
So of course, no one wants to be a forever beginner. I'm fighting against that.
Yes.
But the real thing is, how do you handle that? I've seen that in Spain, and it's super common that people likes to do that and have that kind of experience. A few time ago, recently, Playtomic was doing that in urban Padel.
Yes.
I think some other clubs does that too. How does it work? Why is it so important, and how does it work?
I mean, first of all, the leveling system is an algorithm. So basically, there is an algorithm behind.
No, but wait. There's algorithms, and I don't get on very well because, and this is not new. The World Padel rating doesn't work. I feel like they don't have any interest in changing it.
Yes.
And I feel super bad when they've been using that for sitting into official competitions.
Yes, exactly. Because they are focused on it.
They're doing the temporary that change everything. So I think Playtomic does a great job compared with that. And also because the person that started doing that is an M3 person. So it's done by people that understand Padel.
Yes, and I think that the logic is different. The concept of the logic is different at the beginning, because I mean, as we said, the purpose of Playtomic, the mission.
Selling more than you are selling Playtomic.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for it. Yes, exactly. You are a great seller of Playtomic. Yes. No, but because I try to be as honest as possible and as transparent as possible.
Of course,
no, but also because every time I try to
if you oversell, people don't trust you.
Because I do myself, exactly, I'm a player, and I do myself the same question. I mean, why the level is so important, and why as player I recognize this level as important, and why in the US we have a situation, in Europe and other. I mean, first of all, I think that the level with other ratings, like the Red Padel one that is related to the federation, starts with a different purpose, that is the competition part. I mean, it's exactly the same in Italy, in Spain. We have the federation.
But it's way more accurate with the matches you have, the coaches.
Touch a different
the
player.
Goal,
exactly, the goal is different because as we said, Playtomic is your daily app to track your activity, and this is the key. If you use Playtomic as the way you have to use it, potentially you can track your Padel activity every day, and every day you add results. The algorithm can eat this and can make its job. And is a matter of numbers, is a matter of data. And why in Spain is more accurate than in the US? Because in Spain we are able to manage and to eat and to combine every day like 100 of matches. And this is the second step, that is the marketing stuff. Right now in Italy or in Spain, you don't want to play outside Playtomic, not because Playtomic is beautiful or not, but because you want to track your level, because you trust it. For you, the level is like you are vote for an exam or you are driving license. But I mean, it's a matter of time, it's a matter of educate, and is a matter of reading data and handling data.
Because at the end of the day, it's a better experience for both, for the clubs with happy customers, for the player that play with people that enjoy playing with you, and I enjoy playing with them. So that's a win-win situation for everybody.
I always when I explain this to clubs, I always start for the good point of players. I mean, for player is a marketing stuff. It's something that they use to play more because there is this logic of I want to improve. Oh, my level. Oh, there is also this kidding with friends. No, I win against you. Okay, my level is better than you. It is the marketing stuff that works. On the other end, for clubs, is a great opportunity to organize activities depending by level, having like a judge that is impartial. I mean, it's not the club that tell you, hey Rosa, you
my
are
coach put me here, I'm angry with my coach.
No, but my coach said, or no, Rosa, you have to play the intermediate because for me, okay, but I want to play another one. No, this is like a judge that is a technology judge that nobody can tell you that is not true. I mean, it's neutral and it's a matter of number. If you play more than X.
But you can say that also for your competitors, and they're not doing it. Your competitor, I mean, they work by a rating. So it's also a matter of listening to the users and understanding paddle dynamics, not just translating tennis dynamics into paddle.
Exactly, this is the point.
By couples, so you feel like I don't want to play with this person because my rating is going to go down, instead of being a good sportsmanship person that plays with everybody. But you feel so penalized.
Absolutely,
that you don't want to do it.
And absolutely, I totally agree with you. And the reason why we decided since the beginning to track the booking activity is exactly as you said, because we want to track your daily padel life, not your competition life. Because when you compete, the logics are different. You go there to do the tournament, to do your best to win, is another logic. We want to track your daily activities because you want to know your real level every time you play, to have fun with your friends. I don't know if you know about Strava, that is the application made for
biking. I mean, it started as biking.
Yes, exactly. The idea for me is very, very similar. I mean, they track my running activity every day, and I'm not a runner. So I'm not fighting to win the marathon of New York or something like this. I mean, I run because I love it. And with Strava, I can use Strava to track my activity. And it's exactly the same with Playtomic for Padel.
Totally. And so I think something that makes you special is that you also have like an entrepreneurial mindset, right?
Yes, I try at least. I try.
I think so, like a very startup mind and trying to solve things. what are the things that people ask you here? Like some ask from club managers or owners that didn't exist before.
Yes, I think that here, and I love it, is a matter of try to become a professional padel owner. That is the next step, because, and for me this is very, very interesting because it's also very different from Europe. I mean, in this state, I mean, at least what I can see remotely when every time I work with them. I mean, here the problem is not raising money, fortunately, instead of other countries. The problem is not assuming the risk, because the Americans love this stuff. They are proud of it. And the problem is not I need to work, because they are a holistic worker. The problem is, as first mover, how I can set the operation, how I can become really professional on this.
Yeah.
And I love it because, differently from other countries, every time I speak with a club owner in the US, we speak about numbers, we speak about results, we speak about revenues. It's not like, okay, but like in Italy, no, but okay, but I have these 2 padel courts and no matter the results. No. Here is a business, and the focus is the business, and try to be as professional as possible.
Yeah, I think
I love
there are still some like mom and pop stores, or those that I'm going to say it in Spanish because it's kind of a joke, que a veces ves clubes que es un poco como el borracho que abre un bar. Claro. Lo hace para que vayan sus amigos, y si va mal lo abrimos al público, ¿no? Si va mal ya lo abrimos, pero primero nosotros. Sí. So I think that's been left behind and is becoming very professional.
Yes, they need this because, I mean, on the other end, I see that there are a lot of contamination, especially on the development business in terms of buildings, that is very, very, I mean, popular here in the US in general, the financial business. So they are very, very obsessed about numbers, about how to scale the business, and they love it because this is a key. On the other end, as you said, I mean, it's like the borracho one. No? They don't know absolutely nothing about padel because it's absolutely new.
They love it, which is a good start.
And they try, and they are trying. So working together, and this is what we aim and what we try, and what I do, yes, is exactly, try to help them to create a good process and to create like this professional playbook in order to manage a club as business investment, as it, but also as a sport complex.
Yeah, and I think from a player point of view, I've seen some changes. Right now, there are new UX UI in the app.
Yes.
Offering different things, but also the card on file.
Yes.
People here are used to put their credit card.
Yes.
Now, but also I think there's a new hardware or something. I've heard something about.
I mean,
I don't know if we can talk about it, but
no, I mean,
maybe Pablo has come something.
Yes, as you know, part of the development and part of growing in a market, but not all in the US, is improve the software and listen about the specification that the players want, and also the clubs, because first of all, as we said, we are a B2B2C, so our first client is the club owner. We try to do our best in order to listen these requirements and to adapt the software to the market. Yes, the card on file is something super specific in the US. We have launched a couple of weeks ago, also the connection with the hardware that basically offered the club to capture on-site payment directly
like
on
Playtomic. Point of sale.
Yes, it's exactly a point of sale, but again, we already have the point of sale, but the difference
adapted
is
to
that
Padel.
we adapted to Padel and connected and integrated with the external device to capture on-site payment. You know, in Europe, there are different logics, different rules, and it's not really important. It's not the same. And exactly is part of the adaptation curve that we are doing in the US. But again, not only is the same stuff in Australia, is the same stuff in the UK. We try, and this is for me the exciting part, being on an international company.
Of course. And talking about this, we're seeing a lot of clubs. Which is, like, for you, if you can say, the best examples of clubs that are doing it like super good?
Wow.
And then I have another question. The ones that are like...
I mean, for me, one of the best examples is Padel 39 in Austin. But why? Because I think that they, as we discussed it. I think that they have absolutely clear what are these three pillars, like have fun, improve, and compete, and they try to mix the situation in a great way. At least for me, as type of player that I feel, for me, Padel 39 is exactly what I expect for a Padel club. We have other great examples. For example, Padel X
Here,
in Miami, exactly close to your studio, is another great example of doing business very well. Ultra the same, also in terms of dimension. I mean, is one of the biggest club all over the world, and is not a case that is here in Miami and in the US. I think that every club more or less has his specific flavor, but again, in my opinion, Padel 39, these three, Padel 39, Padel X, is very yes. They have this really good idea of creating programming with sense, because I also know the dedication that Padel X, that Ultra, and all the staff of these great clubs do every day in order to create a schedule.
Okay, that's super important.
Yes,
because it feels you engaged. Some days like, okay, I'm gonna join this class.
And the perception for you is, okay, Padel X, Ultra, Padel 39 is taking care of me. They organize for me this event, they organize for me these clinics, they organize for me this open play. I mean, they take care about you.
There's always something going on there.
Exactly.
Interesting for
and everybody. You see that that the community is growing, and that you are part of this growing. And it's not like, okay, please rent your court, and after the game, please go ahead because I have to rent again.
If you badly, they will come. Well, not anymore.
Yes, exactly. That is, I mean, in some cases, we see this behavior in some cases, in some situation in Europe, where now the business is, okay, I have to reach 100% of occupancy in terms of bookings and stop, because for me now is the best way to make money.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody wants that, but still talking about the US, what's the sweet spot for clubs? Because I think we've talked about clubs that are like indoors, outdoors. Then we have we've been talking about our friend Orlando with Aria and the Armas.
That has a great concept. Exactly, with a great concept.
So I think it's interesting. So what are the concepts that you're seeing like in the US that are different, and also what's the sweet spot? Like, if you have to say like the regular standard and successful club does, I don't know, 8 courts, 12 courts.
Yes.
So if someone was to do a club from scratch, what's the sweet spot? What are the main needs? Because I'm not sure if the cold plunge is just torture or something that's going to attract people. I don't know.
Not. Exactly.
It looked like everybody wants one of those, but it's like, I don't feel like doing that.
I mean, is a very interesting question. I try to give you my point of view. I mean, I don't have the answer. Honestly, I don't have the answer. But
I just have questions.
I don't have the answer. But what I think is that in the US, the entertainment is a super important aspect. If we compare, for example, and if we want to leave out a little bit the paddle industry, and we want to go, for example, in the NBA market, in the NFL market, you know that an NBA match is like 4 hours of entertainment. So sport mixed to entertainment. And for me, this is a great key. Why? Because the distances in the US are very long.
Yeah.
So every time I have to move, I have to take my car, I have to think about it, I have to decide my route. So for me, it's not like Europe or Milan, where I live, that is like, okay, in 10 minutes I reach the club, I can go. If you tell me of the match, in 10 minutes I can go. So for me in the US, the logic is try to create a facility that firstly entertain you. And the paddle is part of this entertainment. Yes. And is exactly the reason why I mentioned you Padel 39, Ultra, and Padel X, because potentially I can decide tomorrow to go at Ultra, not to play, but because I love the flavor, I love the ambience, no? So for me, this
there.
is the key. It's a mix of great location, and we know about it, like Padel property. I don't know if you have spoken with
with the team.
Exactly,
they did it here in Paralex, and they were super nice.
I mean, for sure, the
that's a key aspect.
The area, yes, exactly. The location is a key aspect. But apart of this, the other idea is try to entertain.
Yeah.
Yes.
To be amused and to be like active.
And I think that the US appreciate a lot this approach because it's an entertainment company and is also like an entertainment state country, but also a state, a country where the users love the service.
Yeah. And it's a service-oriented
place. Yes, it's very important, as we said, because they don't have time, that they have to move to reach a location, so they want to have like a good service.
Yeah, so related to this, I'm not sure about what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
This is just my intuition.
Okay.
But I'm sure you know more. Or you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. I think the price point is important for sure. But the service is over. Like people are willing to pay a little bit more, like maybe $5 more, if they know that people are nice. There's a place to park. They give you like the towel and the little bottle of water. Those little aspects that are included or not, it's not an extra, but they include that in your reservation. So how does that work? The kind of services that we're seeing here and our differentiators.
Yes, absolutely. The price is a point, and we discussed also about it a couple of days ago. I think that, I mean, for me, the idea is, it's true that the Americans are not really price sensitive, but on the other end, I think that
they are not idiots.
They are not stupid.
They care about every penny, so that when the service is so important.
They know how to make money, and the save money. Save money is a great way to do money.
Yeah.
So exactly, they are not idiots. I think that the question that the club owner has to answer, or at least try to answer, is: if I have a user that needs to invest this money, which are the other possibilities? Having fun at the restaurant, playing another sport, I don't know, stay with the family, and answering this question depending by, as we say, the location, the area, the type of people you want to engage, you can define your pricing structure. I mean, for me, the logic is not 25 or 30 is too high to play Padel in Miami Center or not. For me, the question is, how can these $30 could be potentially invested by the same user in another way?
Mm-hmm.
And with this answer, or at least try to figure out the possibilities, you can adapt a little bit your prices.
So do clubs ask you about that, like about the right pricing or like a benchmark somehow, or they just do like this and this?
No, I mean, for sure they have to do a benchmark, also because they have to take care about the business, so it's not possible to try as like a kamikaze mode. But on the other hand, I think that they have to try and to try different ways to capture monies. I mean, a good example could be my price rule for the class is 150, and I don't want to reduce my price right now because I don't want to waste the market. But if you take a class, I gift you 1 hour and a half of Padel. It means that you can understand that this $25-30 that you are gifting is something that can influence the price for the class, and is a great experiment to verify instead of reduce
like
the price.
Combo package.
Yes, combo package. Try to verify. I mean, again, how you are case sensitive about the price.
Yeah, it's like
instead of changing the price itself.
Before, how Padel and Greenpoint, they're including in their membership the internal league.
Exactly.
So I wanted to ask you also about this. When I talk with club owners that are still on the other system, they tell me about the membership thing, right? They feel like they have their white label app, etc. So how do you see membership work? Because that's also in Playtomic.
Yes.
Because I think in the US, people like to feel like they belong with the membership. It's also like a chip of, like being proud of that. How is that working, the membership?
I mean, it makes sense. As you said, membership is like super
user.
Yes, super familiar in the US. But again, I don't want to speak only about the US, because being member and this sense of being members of something is appreciated all over the world. And I think it is the same for you in Spain, the same for me in Italy. It's true that in here in the US is very common. So membership, I think that works, especially if the market require this type of specification. But on the other hand, you have to be careful about this for a couple of reasons. First of all, because every time you sell a membership, you are a little bit close your club. Why? Because it's exactly the opposite of Padel. Padel is sociable. Padel is to be as open as possible. And imagine, I try to make a paradox. Imagine a situation where you have two clubs with members, only members one club, only members club A, only members club B, and no one's want to play in the other clubs depending by the membership, because
it's gonna be boring.
It's gonna be boring, and it's gonna be unsustainable for both of them, because imagine that half of the members of club A get like need to go away for work, or I don't know, could be happen. This club lose all his incomes or half of his incomes, depending by the membership structure. So on an end, I think that is a great way, again, to adapt price and to test the price and the price breakdown. On the other hand, I think that you have to try to be as open as possible.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. And thinking about the rest of the world, that could be the topic for another episode,
podcast,
for sure.
Exactly. Maybe.
Which trends do you see? Because here in this YouTube channel, I get a lot of visits from India, and Indonesia, and Philippines, and they are not my target audience, so it's like a surprise. And also I know, and I see the FIP. So how do you track those trends? Also Arabia, all that area. I feel like Africa is growing. How is the European market? So worldwide, how does Playtomic see the different markets?
I think that we can be 100% sure about this sentence. The Padel is already a worldwide business, and we operate in more than 60 countries, but we receive every day requests, also with a lot of pressure, from countries that are unknown for us,
remote areas,
or maybe I don't know, just joking, Pakistan or Kazakhstan. I don't know that you think, but why in Kazakhstan they want to play Padel? But is absolutely at this stage all the east part, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore too, Malaysia, all the other countries like China, that is going to be really interesting. Russia too.
Wow.
Right now the Padel is 100% known all over the world, at different stages, at different levels. But yes, and this is the reason why we are obsessed about it, because we know that we have achieved a great market share, but it's only the beginning. It's literally only the beginning.
So one of the things that are also interesting to me is, how do you convince club owners to join? Because I think sometimes it's because as the players ask for it, so we go more often because it's like our passport. But to kickstart plays or to start having Playtomic, there has to be one that is the one that decides to go.
No, especially in a new market, exactly.
Yes.
I think that.
What are the benefits?
Yes, I think that first of all, being an international company is very helpful, because positionate you as a trendsetter and a market leader, and it's helpful. On the other hand, it's true that having a competitor that is a local one is risky, because you are fighting with it's challenging, because you are fighting with someone that know better than you potentially the market in this specific country or in this specific city. I think that one of the key decisions for the club owners in terms of selecting Playtomic or not is not only in terms of functionality, where for sure there is a software selection, but especially divided by market. I mean, I want that the software fill the necessity that I have in Australia or in New Zealand or in Miami or in Italy. But I think that the decision is made especially for the way that we are so close to clubs.
Yeah.
We operate exactly as partner. Also, our business model is made in this sense. So for me, having a new client is not only a plus one in my business plan. I mean, I absolutely like the the right end of the club owner, because if the club is going to be successful, my business is going to be successful. And I think that this approach is very, very appreciated as a club owner, because you have not only a vendor that sell his software, but you have absolutely a partner.
Yeah, someone you can trust. The problem is that they cannot clone you, and everybody wants to have Michele.
Yes, I mean, this I mean, but yes, we are joking, but it's true. I mean, not for me, but it's true, and this is something that we perfectly know internally. It's very for us is more difficult a scale in terms of operation than in product, because in product you can optimize, you can take something that works in a country.
That's the beauty of technology, right?
Exactly, is the great way of the technology, that you can scale worldwide, and is exactly what we saw in Playtomic. I mean, starting from a Spanish company worldwide in less than 10 years. Less than 10 years. Speaking about the operation is a little bit complex, and this is the reason why every time someone asks us, like, why you don't open the Brazilian market? I mean, guys, opening the Brazilian market is a matter of operation, being compliant in the market, speaking the local language, having someone locally. I mean, it's not simple. Obviously, we want to open as market as possible. And also internally, we fight in a positive way in order to decide which market.
What's next?
Yes, what's next? Because we don't want to lose focus on on new markets, but we know that there are some huge opportunities abroad.
But I also think, I might be wrong, I'm happy to be wrong and learn, but I mean, the US is a big influence. So I think it's key for Padel.
Yes.
For the sport. If it's successful in the US, it's also like the spotlight. It's
absolutely
aspirational. It's where everybody wants to be. So if it's successful here, it's going to help become more popular everywhere.
Yes, and absolutely agree. And this is exactly the reason why the owners, as you know, Felix, Pablo, Pedro, but in general, all the C-level of the company has decided to handle the US like absolutely one single market with all the focus. And this is the reason why we speak about Europe and we speak about the US, but in Europe we have 100 country managers that manage perfectly Italy, Spain, but for the US is absolutely different. The company decided to go to the US with absolutely a specific line of business, a specific product verticalization, and a specific team. Because as we said, it's not like adding a new country on our map. It's like opening a new market that potentially is the biggest market in the world.
Which places, geographies you're seeing growing in the US? How it's spreading?
I mean, absolutely Florida, Texas, and then California. And one of the reasons is the Hispanic influence that obviously influence also the growing of Padel. But I see that there are some interesting areas that are also very, very international in terms of way of living, like the DC area. Maryland is very interesting, with some clubs that are opened during these these weeks, this month, like Padel Social, like Access Padel, like Garden Padel. I mean, there are a ton of them. And New York is another area with potentially very interesting. But every day we see and we are seeing that a part of this Hispanic influence that we have, especially in Miami and Texas, more or less all over the US, they are starting to position the flag, like the first Padel club, or like the first
trailblazer.
Yes, exactly. Putting the flag. Exactly.
Just to finish a little bit, because I think we're gonna talk frequently.
Yes.
I'm very curious. But what can we expect in 2026 after this opening market, like trailblazing year. What's next? What can we expect as a sneak peek? I don't want you to tell everything, but
no,
what's
but
next?
I think that the answer is very, very straightforward for us. We know, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the company. I'm proud of the team, and I'm also proud of the people that in the country trusted us for this year. I'm proud about the results. Amazing, but is absolutely the beginning. So for us, this year was the year zero. 2026 is going to be exactly the same as the previous one. Improving, helping clubs, creating community. I mean, obviously we have some cool and interesting things, especially for speaking about functionalities. But yes, the focus is doing exactly what we have done, but better.
Wow.
Because we
That's
are
a challenge.
absolutely. And this is exactly, just to close the discussion that as we started, is related to the mindset. I mean, here in the US is just the beginning, but not only for the paddle market, also for Playtomic. And we have to fight, and we have to become every day better than the previous one.
Okay, so thank you, Michele.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Hope to have you here soon again.
Thank you.
And good luck with everything. And we're very happy to have Playtomic finally in the US.
Thank you for us. It's a pleasure for me. And I mean, thanks.